In May, Deion Jamison received the honor of being recognized as South Carolina's Teacher of the Year, making him the first Black man to earn the title that's been recognizing excellence in education since 1956. Born and educated in what's historically been called the corridor of shame, he's seen education as the key to overcoming adversity, and he's seen educators be the key vehicles in changing lives. He's looking forward to impacting the lives of students all across South Carolina over the next year. This is a seat at the table.
Our South Carolina Teacher of the Year for 2023, Deion.
What did you think in that moment?
I remember everything at the gala up until that point. But it was a very surreal moment. I did not go in expecting to get this far. I didn't even expect to become like a district teacher of the year, let alone a finalist and then the winner. But I just saw it as like a testament to the hard work that I have put in into my classroom and investing into my students and into my community.
5 years into being a teacher, you now hold the historic position of being the first Black man to be the South Carolina Teacher of the Year. 5 years into teaching. Is this your calling?
I would think so. I'm very spiritual, and I was raised in the Baptist church. And my grandmother made sure that I was in church every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Thursday. And by me going to church so much, I was like, oh God, I'm gonna be a preacher. So I would pray, and my prayer would be for the Lord to use me in my profession, which is in education, and allow me to lead that way, because I think that's the way that I could reach way more people.
What is your prayer for your students?
That they will live in a world that is much better in the one that I've grown up in, that my parents have grown up in. It's a world that honors and recognizes everyone's humanity, regardless of what they look like, what they believe in.
You are who you are today because of what some might deem a school system that lacked in resources. What did it have to make up for that lack in resources?
And I attribute a lot of my success to my foundation, which is here at Lake Marion. We may not have had everything that we needed to be successful in comparison to other districts, but we knew that our teachers loved us. I think about two words: joy and justice. I came to school and I always felt as if there was joy in the building. We had really energized teachers who were excited about their jobs despite the circumstances. You wouldn't have even known that there was a quote-unquote issue in the area by how pumped up our teachers were, and how excited they were about teaching and how excited we were about learning. And then justice, right? I think that our teachers took a really different approach in terms of teaching and learning here, and they ensured that we all got what we needed. And our teachers knew that it wasn't like a one-size-fits-all approach, so they were able to give each student what they needed individually. And I think that's the thing that works in school districts that are underfunded. Statistically, I'm not supposed to be sitting in this seat talking to you because of the place that I grew up in. And I'm just one person that was able to quote-unquote make it out, right? But unfortunately, that's not the story of many people that are from this particular area along I-95.
Would you qualify yourself as a smart kid?
I think that I was a hard worker.
So Clemson University denied the current South Carolina Teacher of the Year entry into their education program.
That is correct. I believe that it was like due to a cap size. So I ended up majoring in sociology in undergrad, and I think that was probably the best decision that I could have made, because with that, I learned so much about inequities and disparities, especially here in South Carolina, and it was all applicable to me and my situation growing up. Throughout my academic career here in Orangeburg County Schools, most of my teachers were Black women. What I did not have was a lot of teachers that looked exactly like me, so Black men. So I wanted to be what my Black women teachers were for me, for my students, but a male version of that. The research consistently shows that Black students who have teachers that look like them, particularly Black males, Black male students and Black male teachers, they are more likely to stay in school, they're more likely to stay out of trouble, they're more likely to graduate, they're more likely to pursue a post-secondary education. So those 4 reasons alone are just a phenomenal ways or phenomenal reasons to have black males into the classroom, but also the representation piece is extremely important. There's only 2% of black men who teach here in South Carolina and across the nation. As the first black male to be awarded the South Carolina Teacher of the Year, I feel an incredible responsibility to ensure that our black children across the state are seeing teachers that look like them. For me, I just believe that I'm just getting started. I believe that this is exactly the platform that I need and that my students need, that my community needs to uplift the amazing work that we're doing in underserved communities, and to really shed light on the inequities that exist, but also to shed light on the amazing possibilities that exist when you have creative educators.